Hey everybody, my name is Greg and welcome to the What Is It channel, the place where we cover not only what is it, but also where is it, who is it, or even why is it. And also a way for me to educate you and use that college degree in education I didn't do anything with. So, without any further ado, here's our first topic. So, first topic today is brought to you from my car, because today we're talking about cars. Specifically, cars that you see when you're driving down the road, especially if you were born after 2001 and just got your license in the last couple of years, that you don't recognize because that brand, that name doesn't have a dealership. And that's because there are brands of cars that don't exist anymore. Actually, I'm in one of them right now. I'm driving a Mercury Mountaineer, which is akin to basically the same car as a Ford Explorer. But the Mercury brand existed for many, many years. And like many other brands in the United States, disappeared in the last 10, 15 years. So why do those brands disappear? Well, two reasons. Number one, we had platform sharing, which turned into badge engineering. And then number two, economic necessity. Let's talk about those. So, what is badge engineering? So, all throughout the mass manufacture of cars in American history, automakers have used components in different models. So, sure, in the 1950s or 1960s, 1940s, you were buying a Chevrolet, but the same chassis or frame or the same motor or transmission or all of those parts combined were in Buicks or Pontiacs or Cadillacs. They just look different, and sometimes they would have different engines but the same transmission, or same suspension but different wheels and tires. It saved the auto manufacturers money but allowed them to maintain the brands. As time went on, and I would, in my personal opinion, I'd say the 1970s, platform engineering turned into badge engineering. And badge engineering is kind of what it sounds like. You make one car, and you put slightly different badges and grills and lights on it, and you call it a different car. But over time, that kind of dilutes the brand. And I'd say by the 1970s, again in my opinion, Chrysler was probably ahead of the game of everyone else of really just making the same exact car and putting a different name on it. I mean, a Dodge Demon versus a Plymouth Duster, or a Plymouth Valiant and a Dodge Dart. Not a whole heck of a lot of difference. You don't have to be a mechanic to put them together and look at them and go, wow, that's the same exact car. So, but it was okay. It maintained the brand, but Chrysler started to have issues. Financial issues. The gas crisis of the 70s didn't help. And then you got to the 1980s and Chrysler was on billions of dollars in government loans. And then in the 80s, and God bless the K car, and God bless, Lee Iacocca, it saved Chrysler. But pick a 1985, Plymouth anything and compare it to a 1985 Dodge anything, and it's literally the same car, literally different colored trim around the headlights, different taillights depending on the model, maybe not, and a slightly different grille. And that's literally it. Chrysler was even using the same logo for all its brand in the 80s, just the 5-sided Pentastar. That was it. There was no difference. And over time, there began to be no reason for one of the other brands, because what different thing were they offering? And that victim of that was Plymouth. Plymouth didn't offer as much as Dodge, and what it did offer, Dodge already had. And the upscale Chrysler part of Chrysler had those things also. And by 2001 or 2, Chrysler got rid of the Plymouth brand because it was essentially irrelevant. Same thing over at Ford. What I'm driving right now, like I said earlier, is a Mercury Mountaineer. And the Mountaineer wasn't around very long. It was around maybe 10 years, if that. But essentially, and I know this because I buy parts for this car, it's a Ford Explorer. I mean, everything down to, I can't think of anything except the headlights, the grille, and the badges. I mean, there's stitching on the seats. It says Mountaineer. That's about it. And the emblem on my steering wheel. The back end of my car is exactly the same as an Explorer. I don't look for Mountaineer parts, I look for Explorer parts, unless I need to replace the grille or something like that. And most of Mercury's products were that way. But what really did the brands in was economics, and that's the end of everything. After 9/11, we had a bad recession, and after the housing market crashed in 2008, 9, 10, we had another recession, and we had some fuel prices go up. And the American automakers couldn't afford to sustain all these extra brands, most especially Ford and most especially General Motors. GM did get a bailout from the government, as did Chrysler. Chrysler didn't have much left to cut, but GM did. And so it got rid of many brands between 2000 and 2011, I would say. So Pontiac went bye-bye, Hummer went bye-bye, Saturn, Oldsmobile, Brands like that. They even Saab, which was a Swedish brand that they purchased, that went bye-bye. And I think that was pretty much it. And they really took care of a lot of stuff. So now you know, if you're driving down the road and you see a car you don't quite recognize the name of, well, it may just be one of those brands that doesn't exist anymore. And they don't exist just because of economics and redundancy. That's really what it comes down to. Doesn't mean they're bad used cars to buy if you're looking for a used car. In fact, you may get a really good deal because no one knows what it is. In fact, I got a really good price on this Mercury Mountaineer because I don't think everyone knows that they're Ford Explorers. And to be honest with you, even my Saturn I've had several of them, and they've been really good prices because no one knows exactly what they are. And parts are still plentiful and available, so don't be afraid of them. Just realize they may have just been redundant, and they were just a different name on the same car as something else. So if you've liked this video, enjoyed today, learned something, and want to learn more, please give us a thumbs up. Please click subscribe, share it with friends, share it with family, post it on Facebook, talk about how awesome my haircut is, and I'll be able to do more of these videos. Thanks a bunch. I hope you guys have a good one.